Human consciousness is super fascinating. Like, how did I end up in this position where I have deeply, madly fallen in intoxicating, possessive love with Sleep Token, the same way that I have dove down into the rabbit hole of Carl Jung, Gnosticism, and overall mysticism and spirituality over my life? How is it that these two things are melding so well together that is all I can fucking think about at the moment? It plagues my thoughts. It has taken over my entire life. Even while I was a jiu-jitsu, and I'm a massive, massive jiu-jitsu nerd. Even while I was a jiu-jitsu today, I could not stop thinking about Sleep Token and the associations with things like Abraxas, things like the unconscious, the shadow, the anima, and all these sorts of things. I went to the show on Saturday and I still don't have fucking words for how I experienced that. Consciousness is fascinating. And yet there's some people in this world that believe in the material reductionist, fucking just whatever you can see and measure throughout this paradigm. There is so many things going on beyond our awareness, beyond our conscious capabilities and comprehensions. We live in such a unique world. When we go beyond human limitations, what's possible? Consider it this way. We can only see, 1% of the visible light spectrum, and yet people make up definitions and deterministic presuppositions for this is all that we can experience. This is all that we have. And yet, fuck knows how many civilizations have risen and fallen since the Big Bang. What predates the Big Bang? What predates measurement? What predates consciousness? Because there has to be something that is the birth of it all. Or are we in a gigantic serpent on my arm is Yggdrasil, the world serpent, the Ouroboros, if you will, the circle of birth, death, and rebirth? Are we in just this eternal play that just constantly keeps going, constantly evolves, dies, grows? Like, we don't have the language to be able to put this. Ineffable, immaterial, unlanguageable. We don't have the ability to be able to comprehend just how vast and complicated all of this experience is. Like, have you done psychedelics before? Have you done breath work to the point of going into a visionary state? You can't say that everything is just materialist reductionist. That's such a limited frame to be able to view this through. You can view parts of life through that. And, I'm very acutely aware of the advancements that we've made thanks to that sort of thinking. However, it's a very narrow realm of focus. Consciousness just is. And to be able to try and language it limits its capabilities. It is the Tao. It is the thing older than God. Much like Abraxas, much like all these other things that point to the moon, but it's not actually the moon. We don't have the capabilities and the ability to, we don't have the ability to comprehend just how fucking vivid and complicated things are. So fascinating. So fascinating. I wish more people thought deeper about life. I wish more people felt deeper and went into the darkness of their mind with a guide, obviously. It's like Nietzsche's quote, beware of staring into the abyss because sometimes the abyss stares back. There's so much out there for you to experience beyond the physical senses, beyond hedonism, beyond pleasures of the flesh. What about the pleasures of the soul? What about the pleasures of energy? What about the ethereal realms? Like, what happens when you take a psychedelic and your ego dissolves? Like, what happens when you do breath work and your ego dissolves? What happens when you do hypnosis and you end up in a realm that you can't explain? What happens when you are in such a state of despair and depression and pain and anguish and all, like, your life is literally going upside down and you can't see a way out of it, and all of a sudden something appears to you in a dream or it appears to you in real life and you're left scratching your noggin going, what the hell did I just experience? Did I just hear a voice telling me to get down off my chair, take the noose off my neck, and to go live? Because that's what happened to me. Like, how do we have language? How do we have conversations about this sort of thing? It's so fascinating. God, To be alive and to be aware and to have the ability to explore through all of this with childlike curiosity. God, what a gift. What an absolute gift. If you like more of these sorts of ramblings in this realm of thinking, stick around and follow me to rise higher.